What's going on, Reject Nation? It's Greg Alba here.
And it's John here.
So we just came back from watching Slash the Musical.
Yes.
Clark Wolf produced and was one of the stars of this musical.
Yeah,
and it's like a horror-themed comedy.
Yeah, it's like a slasher spoof of sorts.
Yeah,
you know?
and it was hilarious. It was awesome. Clark Wolf sings and acts in this, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, she produced it too.
Yeah, she's amazing in this. And if you guys are out in LA, I think they have one more show or two more shows.
They have a couple. They might be pretty sold out.
Yeah, you guys, if you have a chance to get a ticket, and if you live in the LA area, do yourself a favor and go watch that. But while we were there,
and go online and search Slash the Musical, because you can at least hear and download the soundtrack.
Yes. While we were out there, we got notifications. Annabelle Creation trailer number 2. Now, I know we're behind on some movie trailers. John and I had taken the weekend to ourselves for some things, so we're a little bit behind. But we figured, all right, let's start catching up with one of the latest trailers. Let's just do it.
The trailer that just dropped now.
It was quiet for all these years. After Samuel and I lost our daughter, we prayed to see our girl again. The contact started small, but then she wanted permission to move into the doll. We soon realized it wasn't our daughter, so we locked it away. We thought helping the girls could be our penance.
This is our new orphanage.
Wow.
This is as big as a castle.
But we ended up giving it just what it wanted.
You need help? I can manage.
It's like Carl from Upchair.
Sister, you always say that even though we can't see God, we can feel His presence. In this house, I feel a different kind of presence. And the evil one is coming after me. Because I'm the weakest. You help me? What do you need?
Whoa.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
Orphans.
Janice found this doll.
What doll?
The one in the white dress.
You mustn't go near that doll.
She can walk. Forgive me, sister, for having got sick.
Wow.
Please stop. It's not real. This doll. It's hurting Janice. I'm getting rid of it.
Rated R.
Horror, violence, and terror. Was the first one rated
It's
R?
so scary that it's rated R.
Yes, that's what that says to me.
Yeah, that's what that rating says. Okay, that wasn't a bad trailer.
No. I mean,
It was way better than the last one.
maybe they're finding their footing with this Conjuring universe, because I got a more Conjuring vibe from this trailer than
I
I
was
did
thinking
from
that
the first Annabelle
half,
show.
especially the first half of the trailer, I was thinking like, oh, this feels more like The Conjuring now.
Yeah, like The Conjuring meets Ouija 2.
Yeah.
You know, so we're going back to the Dust Bowl, and I like kind of everything I see here. I like the sort of girls' home orphanage thing, and I think Miranda Otto and whatever that guy's name is.
Anthony LaPaglia.
Yeah, that guy is in everything, and I think they're both terrific actors. I like that they're gonna kind of lead this, you know.
One thing I like from the trailer is the characters don't seem like they're stupid people.
Yeah,
You know, and that's something that, that sounds like a dumb statement, but for a horror movie, that's a lot of credit for a situation like this.
Well, and it's in a different time and place where even more so it doesn't feel like, why don't you just do this or why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
Like they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I like the setup of they're trying to save their daughter. They think it's their daughter communicating. it's not their daughter. And now they have this, demon amongst them, and they're trying to find redemption. It seems like they're really playing with the religious factor a lot. That's one thing I think this movie's doing a little more genre suited, and why it feels a little more like The Conjuring, because The Conjuring has its religious horror elements very much present in them, and this seems to really be honing in on the religious horror aspect.
Yeah.
It's like we don't know for sure if it's like a specific type of religion that they're going after. It's like, yes, they're focusing on the Catholic perspective of this.
Yeah.
They're using the religious genre of horror at a very specific time period as well, which makes the religious genre even more effective, I feel. Yeah, so when it's all unfolding, I'm wondering if it's going to do some elements, how when she like starts to walk again, the character who's a paraplegic, and then she's starting to walk. So I'm wondering if it might do, because one thing I like in certain horror movies, I think of like Poltergeist, for example, when they add in like fantasy element to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe it's a good thing what's happening right now,
Yeah.
Because the trailer's going straight for horror, but I'm wondering if in the actual film itself they might hone in on an element of this is an angelic thing or something
or something
positive.
Endearing or childlike in a way that seems innocuous or seems almost warm.
But of course it's not going to remain that way. Nope. What I love about the Conjuring movies is there's a life to them, and that comes out from the personality of the characters. Like in The Conjuring 2, there's a whole like scene where Ed Warren's playing the guitar in an Elvis song or something.
Yeah, just the family is bonding over that moment. And it's just a moment for the character.
And this trailer's giving us a lot of grim, dour seriousness throughout, but when you get this a whole wide cast of characters, you got a nun in there. You got Anthony LaPaglia, I think that's how you say his name, who's seems like really somber. But then you got all these kids in here, so I'm imagining that there'll be a lot of life in the personality of the characters. And from the director of Lights Out, that's something he did with his characters in that movie, which made the movie much more entertaining, was the personality of the human beings in the story. And I'm hoping that's really present here. Otherwise, we can get kind of just a slow, dour film. And when I think if he infuses that level of fun from characters, that could really uplift this.
Yeah, well, and I like that this is, if he's doing kind of the studio horror track, I like where this is going from Lights Out, because Lights Out's a very modern movie, it's got a lot of modern elements, and this, going back to period, and even filling in some of the holes. If we're tying this all into The Conjuring, one of the things The Conjuring has is the Ed and Lorraine, relationship, and I feel like taking this into a place where you have at least a patriarch and a matriarch of this household could kind of do that. They're the religious ones, or at least they're where the religion kind of stems from in this home. There are lots of details and elements and things that make me pretty interested in this, as compared to the first one that didn't. And that director, David Sandberg, can do that. Like, I know
Andy
he can.
Samberg.
Andy Samberg is a good horror director. I don't know why
people are very surprised by
he doesn't get more horror work. And also, they're putting. I don't remember how big James Wan's name was the first time we did this, but they're certainly putting it on there now. And I almost feel like, he's got to at least be shepherding these, and that gives me some form of confidence.
I am annoyed by universe stuff these days. I am. I think the Conjuring universe was better before they made it crystal clear that they're calling it a universe.
I don't like the phrase Conjuring universe, because part of the thing is these stories aren't universal. Like, they're not huge.
Yeah.
Each horror thrives in intimate environments.
And they're coming out with a nun, they're coming out with the Crooked Man as well. We all refer to it as the Conjuring universe, but the fact that they're saying it for some reason just kind of bothers me.
The Conjuring universe...
Maybe I shouldn't be annoyed by it, but I am.
Because the Conjuring universe sounds like a joke. Like it sounds like it shouldn't be. It's just a nitpick, it's just a semantic error. But to me, I would have preferred if they came up with their own way of saying that instead of saying the Conjuring universe, because it just feels like they're trying to make something big out of something that's not as big as that is, and it just seems weird to me. But whatever.
I would have said that. Because I'm wondering, like, should I be annoyed? Because we've all been calling it a Conjuring universe, but I don't feel like there hasn't been an official, like, statement about we're building a universe, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I do think what they're trying to do with this set of tales is on paper charming, I guess, because now that we have the Nun and now that we have the Crooked Man, they're all different aesthetically.
Yeah.
You know, like, we know Creepy Doll, but, you know, Creepy Nun conjures up a different kind of religious horror to me, anyway, and so does the Crooked Man.
And what I think, though, is this has evolved into a more natural universe than a lot of these other universes. I don't feel like when they did The Conjuring, they were like, we're going to do universe building, you know?
Well, yeah, when they spun off Annabelle, I was like, sure,
Yeah,
I
it's
can
a
see
spin-off.
that. It's a real
But
story
I wasn't
anyway.
like, the Conjuring universe is coming, you know?
That's a real thing in their museum there. But yeah, it's almost like I preferred it when it felt natural before they kicked in the door and were like, we're universing this shit! Check it out, guys! The CCU is coming to you!
But aside from that, and a little annoyance from the fucking trailer putting those words over there, the trailer for the movie itself looks like a pretty good horror film, and I'm more than willing to check it out.
Made me want to see this.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do you guys think of the Conjuring trailer? Annabelle Conjuring.
Annabelle creation.
Universe trailer Conjuring.
Annabelle first again.
Yeah.
Annabelle.
They should have the nun show up. There should be a post-credit scene now.
I wondered.
You should start post-crediting your shit.
That's the thing, I guess, is like, that's what I don't want, is like because Annabelle spun off. I don't want them to start doing like, whoa, crossover, oh, this character, oh, here's the nun, oh, wait, there's the Crooked Man, they're all in the same place together. Like, just make a bunch of ghost stories with a similar timbre.
This trailer has made it official. We have 5 cinematic universes now.
And there are only more to come.
I can't wait. Woo! Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. John Humphrey on Twitter and Instagram. Social media manager at Blumhouse, who also does many a good horror. And you can go check out our exclusive perks and rewards over at patreon.com/TheRealRejects.
Patreon!